blockbuster films. Sometimes we do a little bit of other kinds of films. We're really spastic on that. There's no guarantee on which ones we decide, like a quota. But this week we are going to talk about the Chappie, which is the latest blockbuster film to be splattered on the silver screen. And I like to try to choose my co-hosts wisely, which is why I got the which is why fuck I'm blanking out. Okay, let me focus my mind. Yes. Oh, now I'm remembering, which is why I chose the Silver Samurai for the Transformers and RoboCop reviews, because he has everything to do with that, because he's kind of a cyborg guy, although he's not part robot. He's just inside of a robot, his little old man body inside of a robot. The point I'm trying to get is I try to get co-hosts who have to do with the film I am reviewing, and this week I decided to do that. I didn't do it the first time I reviewed a film that was up his alley, because it was too on the nose. But this time I thought, screw it, let's get him on here. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to announce, like Disney Pictures proudly announce, Arnhem Zola. Hello, Arnhem Zola.
Hello, my good friend Graviton. I see you have decided to finally have me on the program.
Yep. Sorry we didn't have you on the program last time.
Ah, yes. There was a particular movie that you wanted me to be a part of, but I unfortunately was not able to make it to that.
Yeah, and it was perfect. It was Transcendence. Like that was definitely up your alley. Like, you would have been perfect to review that movie with me.
Yes, but it would have been it would have been too distracting to me, because I would have been greatly negative towards the inaccuracies of the movie and the depictions of people's minds going into machines, which is why I decided to skip it, and instead you went for that large African American lady.
Oh, you mean Amanda Waller? Yeah, we decided to go for Amanda Waller instead for that. But sorry about that. But at least we got you for this movie, which is also up your alley.
Ah, yes. Although I must tell you something. At first, when you presented this movie to me for me to review for you, I at first thought, okay, why not? I'm a little bit of an expert on this type of movie you wanted to review with me, but at least it wasn't completely having to do with my shtick, which is that my brain is in a machine. But then, when I watched the movie, it wound up being exactly like me, exactly anyway. How could you do that to me, Graviton? Now I had to judge the inaccuracies and accuracies of this movie's depictions that the other movie, Transcendence, also did. But the difference is that with that movie, that was the complete package. That was everything. The whole movie was about this. This, on the other hand, this movie, Chappie, only does it at the very end, and it feels like it's trivializing it, which is why I have a more of a problem with this movie than I do with Transcendence.
I see. So, I guess since you're already getting to spoiler territory, what were your overall thoughts?
Well, I thought there were interesting things brought up here, but as I said before, it's more of a been there, done that for me, specifically, since I have flickin' lived through it already.
Well, yes, I understand that, but on the other hand, there's a lot of people that this movie is geared towards that did not experience that. Like, this movie is meant for the people who live normal, everyday lives and will probably never see the technology necessary to put their minds in machines.
Yes, I understand that I should take that into consideration.
Okay, great. Let's just cut to the chase then, shall we? And go ahead and uh, and break the movie down now. Let's recap it and break it apart piece by piece, like they kind of.
That was not funny.
Okay, all right. So, the movie begins with interviews for random people, scientists, I guess, talking about, there's this thing that happened that was amazing that Chappie did, and we're being really cryptic about it and general, and we're not completely detailing it because that would spoil the rest of the movie. So all we're saying from these all we're getting from these interviewees is, oh, Chappie did something extravagant. We can't believe he did that. We're not going to be specific because we want you guys to know through the movie.
Isn't this exactly how the other movie directed by this fellow went in the beginning?
Yes, this movie, by the way, is directed by Neil Blomkamp. Blomkamp. I don't freaking know. Blomkamp. Camp Krusty. Anyway, Neil Blomkamp has been known for directing other big budget CGI heavy movies that are like allegories. They're like these allegories for racial issues and whatnot, like current world issues, and he makes like these big sci-fi allegories of them. First, he did District 9, which was supposed to be an allegory on racism. So he used aliens to do that, and then he did Elysium, which was like an allegory on poverty, and he used space travel to tell that story. And now he's doing Chappie, which is kind of you could say it's also about racism, but it's about other things too that we'll get into later when we continue to break it apart, like break this shit apart. And but what we can say is what they use to tell that story, and what they use is a robots this time. They use robots.
Didn't they already use that the first two?
Well, technically they used robot suits. This time they used flat out robots. And also, another thing that he's known for is setting all of his films in South Africa.
Ah, why does he always do that? Oh, wait a minute, I know. Because he's free to. Because he's perfectly free to. I mean, why do people always get pissed when Americans. Oh, wait a minute. What I'm trying to say is, sorry, I'm getting a malfunction in my computer program. What I am saying is that nobody complains when Americans set their American films in America. But when he sets his films in South Africa, even though he just so happens to live in South Africa, everybody gets all pissed. Like, why does he have to set all his films in South Africa? Well, why do you have to set all the films in America, huh? Why do they have to set this alien visitation film in South Africa? Well, because every single flickin' other flickin' movie about alien visitation has the aliens visit America. So, oh, boo-hoo, they're not visiting our country this time, even though they have dozens and dozens of time before. Oh, shut the fuck up. Just suck your bottle. You would greatly put, Mr. Zola. That is Dr. Zola. Dr. Adam Zola. Okay, 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 okay. So anyway, the reason why we bring up this guy um, is because his film is because his first. This is exactly how his first film started. Is it started with a bunch of interviewees taking place after the whole movie ended, and they're like, "Oh, I can't believe this thing happened." And then they cut to the actual movie. That's kind of how this movie starts too. Oh, so we already see a lack of uncreativity at the get go. Now, to be fair, it's not completely like to be fair, it's not completely like a District 9. I mean, sure, that's how District 9 started with like these interviewees. Oh, I can't believe this thing happened, and then cut to film. To be fair, that's also how that film started. But there's still other things that are different here. Oh, really? And tell me, what is the difference between the ending of this film and the ending of District 9?
Shut up. Anyway, the end of the film does seem a lot like the end of District 9, but we'll get into that. Anyway, let's move on with the film. So anyway, after they show the interviewees, then they cut to 18 months later, where Anderson Cooper is talking about this robot police program in South Africa, and it's this high tech police program that is ran that's in Africa, and yet none of the people working at this African robot police program are Americans. Well, sorry, not Americans. I got America on the brain, which is weird because I'm Canadian. Um, this place is ran by a bunch of non-Africans. It's ran by Sigourney Weaver, who is American. It's ran by Hugh Jackman, who is Australian. Tomato tomato, and finally it's ran by Dave Patel, the Slumdog Millionaire, and he's Indian. So what the hell? Well, to be fair, he does sound kind of South African in this. Okay, fine. He's Indian South African. Whatever. So anyway, the point I'm trying to make with this is that yes, so nobody in this African company is African. Isn't that the thing with most movies? Like Lost in Translation. That the whole shtick of that movie was that it took place in Japan or Tokyo or whatever, and yet all of the major characters of it were American. There were no major characters in that were actually from that flicking country. Well, yes, that is true. But anyway, yes, so they show interviewees, views, and they show like and they show like documentaries of Sigourney Weaver and Dave Patel, and Dave Patel is like, hey look, hey, I'm the guy who made these robots, and it's cool, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make actual artificial intelligence, like actual life, out of these robots, and the guy conducting the interview is like, does that really match with what they're trying to do here? Make police robots? And then Patel is like, fuck you. Well, he doesn't actually say fuck you, but he's like, So that's the catalyst that starts the movie, is that, Dave Patel wants to make artificial intelligence, like actual intelligence, not just beep beep bop boop, surrender, put your arms up, you're being apprehended. He's trying to get out of that, and and the reason why he's in this robot program is not because he likes police and using the robots to fight crime and be all badass about it. He wants to do it because he likes robots. He wants robots to be intelligent like humans and have actual awareness, and sentience, real sentience. And which is why he's trying to do this, and he goes to his home, and he's got these little robot friends with him, these little robot friends, and I wonder if that's a reference to Short Circuit.
Yes. Everybody has compared this to a short circuit. That this is like a modern, this is a modern reimagining of short circuit.
Yes, and you can see that a little bit. There is a few parallels, especially with these two robots he has, because this one robot looks exactly like that one robot that the character in the original Short Circuit movie had. So maybe that's like a reference. Maybe that's them saying like, yeah, we know this is like Short Circuit, so let's freaking embrace it.
Sure, why not?
But it's not a robot that looks like Johnny Five. It's a robot that looks like a different robot. An unknown bot. Thank you, unknown bot. So anyway, so Dave Patel goes to his home, and he's got a whole bunch of machines and wires and shit, and he's trying to crack the code for a intelligence for self awareness, and he does it. He makes the program. He achieves it, and he has it in a jump drive.
Really? They made a jump drive that is.
Without a jump drive, an external drive. He makes it. He stores it in an external hard drive.
Wow, that is amazing. He has an external hard drive that is powerful enough to hold the key to artificial sentience. What the hell?
Well, to be fair, Arnhem, I know it's a little bit unbelievable, but keep in mind that you were able to put your mind in a computer in the 1970s.
Yes, I guess that is fair. I shouldn't judge.
So anyway, so Dave Patel goes over to Sigourney Weaver and is like, "Hey, Ripley, see you in Aliens 5 when you get to reunite with this director who's directing this movie. But before you do that, will you give me the permission to try this experiment I got? I mean, I just freaking figured out how to make artificial intelligence. So could you let me download it into one of your robots?" And Sigourney Weaver is all like, "No. I mean, I know this is a really big deal and this is really awesome, and any other person would say yes, but the script is telling me not to because there needs to be conflict in the movie. So I'm gonna make up a bullshit reason and just say I'm a bitch who only cares about the police and being police, and this kind of thing would have too much paperwork. So no, fuck you. We're not going to do the experiment. And even though I should take that away from you if I don't want you to do this, I won't. Which will obviously mean that you're going to do it anyway behind my back. And he does. He takes one of the damaged robots who had just been trying to crack down on a drug meeting, on a drug spree. There was like a meeting of these underground drug dealers who were trying to get money from each other. And should we get into that?
Yes, we probably should, because these characters in that are those characters are actually that are involved in this this crime meeting of criminals is actually important to the plot.
So yes, we've got a couple of drug dealers or something. I don't know what the frick they are. A couple of criminals. This group of criminals that are running from the police, and they live a life of crime and underground drug dealing, and they're being chased by the police. And so they get to a meeting where they have to meet with a drug lord, and the drug lord has messy dreadlocks, so that's what we're gonna call him, Messy Dreadlock Man, and he's working a deal with his low life drug dealers that he's dealing with, and this group, this ragtag group of low lives include Ninja. That's his actual name, Ninja, and he's played by Ninja. Oh my god, he's playing himself. Which means that this guy is actually a drug dealer. By the way, what the hell? This movie has two rappers in it. Both of the rappers are a part of this drug dealing group, and both of these rappers are called their actual names in the movie. Like Ninja, who, by the way, I don't see any martial arts skills from this guy, so I think it's very inaccurate that he has this name. We need to revoke your name, sir, because you do not dress like a ninja, and you do not make me want to say go ninja go to you. I don't know why, because I am not Vanilla Ice. I am not vanilla enough to be ice. But anyway, and also the other rapper who's in this low life group is Yolandi. And Yolandi, I don't know what the hell how to pronounce your name, but anyway, the Yolandi lady, the albino chick, is also playing herself. So apparently, so this is really weird. That's like that would be like getting Macklemore and Childish Bambino and being like, hey guys, play yourselves in this really serious movie. Okay, that's weird. Anyway, so Ninja, Yolandi, and a Latino dude who is referred to them as an American. I guess he's kind of like Carlos Mencia. No, not Carlos Mencia. I'm sorry, Gabriel Iglesias. In that, when he's in America, he's always called Latino. But as soon as he goes to a different country, then they call him an American. So anyway, American and some black guy who we don't have much character development.
That obviously means that he is going to die.
Yep, he's going to die. So these four characters have to deal with drugs from the messy dreadlock man, and the messy dreadlock man is like, hey, you messed up my drugs. You're gonna have to pay. So give me a whole bunch of money, or else I'm gonna kill all of you. And to show you that I'm not bluffing, I'm going to shoot the black guy who obviously was going to be shot anyway because he has no character development. So bang bang pow, give me my money. And then this is when the police robots come and fuck up the place. You know, they fuck up the meeting. You know, the police surround them, and it's mostly police robots with a couple of human police, and they apprehend them, or no, they're not all of them. Actually, all of the drug dealers escape, including the messy dreadlock man and the trio of lowlives that used to be a forte, but you know, that one guy got shot. Anyway, and one of the other casualties of what happened, this incident, is that one of the police robots was heavily damaged, and this was the one that was going to be junked by the factory. They were going to put it in the recycle bin or the garbage bin or wherever the hell, but or that or that Chop Shop from the Robots movie, but instead, Dave Patel kidnaps it. Well, he didn't kidnap it because it's not a person, it's a thing. Well, for now, it's a thing, and he secretly takes it. He tries to take it to his house, but meanwhile, this group of lowlives, Ninja, Yolandi, and the American, the rappers and the American are like, man, we could try to get that money for the messy dreadlocks man, but instead let's try to do something awesome. Let's try to intimidate him by finding the magical switch that turn off all the robots, which is not that simple, but we think that because we're stupid, because we're just these low lives. So they figure out that it's Dave Patel who is the maker of these robots, and they kidnap him and they punch him, and they also find the robot pieces that he was trying to take to his house so he could download the his code into it to make it sentient, but instead, he is forced by these criminals to make their own robot. They're like, okay, so you explain to us that this robot that there's no switch. We probably should have already figured that out because we're not 2 years old. So instead, what we're gonna force you to do is make one of those robots for us, so we can have a robot on our side, and then we can fuck that messy dreadlocks man up. We can beat him up. To hell with the messy dreadlocks man. And Dave Patel is like, no, like, okay, look, let's have a deal, okay? I want to make that robot too, but it's an experiment, okay? So I'll only let you I'll only make this robot for you if you let me make it in the way I was intending by giving it actual sentience. So he boots the robot up. He gets his laptop and he boots it up.
By the way, that took a very short time to do. He did it in like 3 seconds.
Yeah, it was really fast. I mean, how long did it take for you to get into your robot body?
It took me exactly 23 months.
Jesus Christ. So anyway, so they get it booted, and the robot wakes up, and of course this is supposed to be actual sentience, and because of that, he has to be trained. Because, it's not like a robot where you have all the information in you already. This thing is supposed to be like a baby. It's like a little baby. Even though it has the body of a robot man, it has the mind of the baby. So it's a robot man child. So the robot man child is now sentient and is like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? Who am I? Who are you? I'm like that falling whale in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, except I take a lot more time to learn who I am, and I don't immediately die. So Dave Patel teaches him the basics, the very basics, and is like, hello, little baby. Ooh, go, 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 go. Ooh, ga, 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 ga. Here's a rubber chicken. You squeeze it. Isn't it a funny rubber chicken? It sounds like it's having an orgasm.
That is a very stupid thing to present to a baby. You can't just present a rubber chicken to a baby. They don't know what a rubber chicken is yet.
So anyway, so the robot is realizing this, and the female rapper, that's what we'll probably call them, the female rappers.
Careful, you don't mispronounce rapper with raper.
Yeah, that would probably be really awkward. If I ever happen to say raper, I mean rapper. So rapper, female rapper, is like, oh, he's so good, Chappie. Hey, let's call him Chappie.
How come they always come up with these very contrived ways of coming out with the name of the character?
Yeah, it's weird. It's like she just so happened to say Chappie, which is supposed to be like chap, except she added E to stylize it, and then all of a sudden she's like, oh, that's gonna be your name, Chappie.
Maybe it's because chap is supposed to mean man, and that's what Chappie wants to be. He wants to be a man, as opposed to me who wanted the other way around. I was a man who wanted to be a machine.
Well, we'll get to that in later. But anyway, so yes, but now comes the point where, the thing that you don't look forward to all films about parenting is that now there's the legal disputes. The whole reason this robot exists is because of Dave Patel. So he's like, okay, I want to raise him, and the rappers are like, no, we're gonna raise him because we have guns and we're gonna force you to have him be our son. So he's gonna be our child. So after legal disputes, well, not actual legal disputes because this is all done underground. So after the dispute, private dispute, they're like, okay, how about we'll treat this like it's the son of a divorced parents. I'll take care of him during weekends, and you take care of him during the business days. Okay. So yes. So Dave Patel is basically like that. Is like that dad. He's like that. He's like the original father of a kid, but the kid is being raised by the mother and the stepdad. So basically, Dave Patel is like that is like that dad that you only meet in the weekends. He's weekends dad. And so Chappie calls him Maker, and he calls the two rappers Mommy and Daddy. Mommy, Daddy.
And what does he call the Latino who is referred to as American? Because technically he is American.
American. So anyway, so after a whole bunch of montage, well, not really a montage, but it should have been a montage because Jesus Christ, this movie's long. The Chappie learns so much about human culture and whatnot. He learns cursing, he learns shooting, he learns to be a wigger. He learns so much. Am I allowed to say wigger?
Well, as long as you don't replace that W with an N, I think it's okay. But just to be safe, mispronounce it. Like say wigger.
The wigger. Okay, so anyway, so he learns from the wiggers all this valuable stuff, but then Dave Patel comes back and is all like, hey, you're being a very bad influence on Chappie, okay? He has actual sentience, okay? You can't just raise him like that. He is an actual being. You have to raise him to be a nice gentleman, a nice Chappie. Wink. And so he teaches Chappie the principles of respect. RESPECT.
Why did you have such trouble spelling that? Do you need to be put in the back into the first grade?
No, I don't, you pretentious asshole. So anyway, So as I was saying before, he's trying to teach Chappie respect and whatnot, but Ninja is a very bad influence. I'm a ninja. I'm a bloody ninja. I'm a ninja. I'm a bloody ninja. So anyway, Ninja is being an asshole to Chappie and is like being a bad influence. He's teaching Chappie bad things like beating people up and stuff and horrible things and cursing at people. And I'm like, ugh, Ninja, you're such a jerk. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go.
Too late, you already used that joke before, and it was a very bad way you did it.
Yeah, I should have saved that for now. I'm sorry, viewers. I'm sorry for the lost potential of the Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go joke. Please forgive me. So anyway, while this is all happening, keep in mind that Dave Patel still has work at his office. And much like most offices in fiction, there's always that jerk. There's always that one guy who was played by that guy from Super. There's always that guy. And that know-it-all jerk face. And you know who that jerk face is in this film?
Is it Hugh Jackman?
It's Hugh Jackman. He's in the film, and he doesn't have that much power. He's like that grumpy curmudgeon coworker who doesn't get all the attention. Like Dave Patel is that cool kid that people are like, oh hey Dave Patel, it's so cool that you made those police robots, and but with Hugh Jackman, they're like, oh hey Hugh Jackman, you really fucked up with those robots you made. You fucked up with those robots. You made them too much like Ed 209s, except you call them mooses. That's a double cross. I mean, that's a that's a double whammy right there about how they suck. First of all, they look like Ed 209s, and second of all, why did you call them the moose? Do you want Sarah Palin on our asses? That dumb hobo lady?
Well, she's not a hobo, but she is dumb.
Thanks for correcting me. Anyway, so yes, he wants to create the moose, and the police people are like, and you're funny, Hugh Jackman. Of course, we're not gonna take your moose. We're gonna stick with these robots, okay? So you keep your Ed 209, and we're gonna stick with these Johnny Fives and Wallies. So this makes Hugh Jackman more of a curmudgeon than before, and he's like, "Damn it, Dave Patel, what's your secret?" And it's during this time that he finds out about Dave Patel's, of his secret meetings with this new sentient robot that he's created, and so Hugh Jackman is like, oh, that robot has a chip in it that gives it power. I need to take that chip out of it. So when Ninja decides to be a douche and teach Chappie the real world by setting him loose on the real world and having him go back home with his GPS, which is weird because earlier they established that he has to learn everything first.
Yeah, that seems like a bit of a. It seems like a bit of a continuity error.
Whatever, maybe it's just being overlooked. So anyway, he goes and he has Chappie, exposed to the real world, and Chappie has to be beaten up by a bunch of guys that are like, yeah, we're gonna beat up this robot because we want to, and because the movie wants us. Yeah, let's beat up this robot, which is weird because because if they did that with like an actual police cap in real life, they wouldn't be like, hey, let's beat up this police cop because he's acting like a retard like this robot. Or would they?
Well, given the recently, they probably would be pissed at cops.
Oh, way to make this topical. Well, not really, because that happened months ago. Anyway, so after Chappie is set ablaze, Hugh Jackman comes and kidnaps him and saws off his arm, just to show him who's boss. Like, look at that, kid! I sawed off your arm, you stupid robot, and I'm going to take your battery, and for some reason, not battery, this chip that's in your brain, and I'm going to use it to power my Ed 209 that I call a moose.
That is such a great impression.
Oh, thank you.
I was being sarcastic.
Oh, so anyway, so then Chappie escapes because Chappie is like having his he's having a Johnny Five moment of Chappie is alive, and he jumps out and he heads back home and he's all fucked up, and it's a very emotional scene, and this film seems. I was trying to figure out what this film was an allegory, since District 9 was an allegory of racism, and Elysium was an allegory of poverty. I think what this film is an allegory of, not just also racism, but also the highs and lows of raising a child. Yes, he's raising. It's about what comes with raising a child. The burdens that you carry, and the good times and the bad times and whatnot.
Too bad that is not interesting with me because I have no time for children. Children. I'm only interested in a world domination. I don't have time for raising a child.
Yes, but this probably does strike a chord with some people who are raising children. So anyway, yes. So what the hell is her name? Yolando Calrissian. She acts like the mother to him, caring mother, and even the American is like is caring for Chappie, and replaces Chappie's body parts because he can do that to Chappie, and they're opening up, and Ninja is guilty, but he's still an asshole, and he still wants Chappie to do things like go to this drug ring to be because even though this trio of low lives is enemies with the messy dreadlock man. They are cool with other drug lords, like this black guy. So they get like Xboxes from him or whatever the hell that was. PlayStations, I don't know. They get PlayStations from him, and Chappie gets to learn what a freaking what a dogfight is, and and Ninja teaches him the difference between dead and alive. Like, look, Chappie, that's a dead dog, and this is an alive dog. Dead, alive. Dead, alive. And if you want to keep being alive, then you have to fuck people up. You have to fuck them up, okay? They want to kill you, so you have to be like, fuck you, yeah. And this is a horrible lesson because Chappie learns from this that Dave Patel doesn't care about him because there's something I overlooked from the beginning of the film.
Yeah, I was going to tell you, but I decided no, I was going to let you learn this yourself.
That's a really douchebag, pretentious, stuck-up thing to do, you know that?
I know.
So anyway, the thing that Chappie realizes is that Dave Patel had no intention of Chappie being alive for that long because he knew that Chappie, the way Chappie was damaged earlier, was that his battery couldn't be fixable. It couldn't be replaced. So once the battery died, Chappie, that was it for Chappie. He would die. Just like with this computer I'm using almost happened, but then it got fixed.
So maybe the same thing could be done for Chappie.
Well, who knows? The thing is, this is Dave Patel we're talking about, not Apple. So anyway, Dave Patel has to admit to Chappie that yes, I put you in this robot body. I gave you sentience, knowing that you were just gonna die 5 days later. Sorry about that. And Chappie is like, I hate you. And while he's saying this, Hugh Jackman is pulling off part one of his evil plan because he's not just a curmudgeon and that office jerk that you always see in the Office films and Office TV shows and whatnot about the Office. Hugh Jackman is a jerk on like on a high level, high enough to depower every single robot in South Africa, or at least in this city. So all the robots are depowered, which means it gives the chance for anarchy from the criminals, and they're like, yay, we can do whatever the hell we want. So there's mass hysteria, dogs and cats living together, and and during this time is when Chappie is having his tantrum with Dave Patel. But luckily, this is right when Chappie depowers along with all the other robots, and giving a Dave Patel off his load off his shoulders. But now he has to fix Chappie, so he takes Chappie back to the factory. Where all of this fucked up shit is happening, and he goes and he fixes Chappie. He repowers Chappie, and Hugh Jackman happens to be there, and Hugh Jackman happened to be in a lot of places. He does a lot of snooping, Hugh Jackman, in this, and he's like the sneaky mullet guy with the short shorts. Who wears short shorts? Hugh wears short shorts. So anyway, Short Shorts Jackson oversees this, or not oversees this, spies on this. He sees Dave Patel repowering Chappie, and Chappie sees another spare robot, and is like, hey, why can't you just put my mind in that robot? I mean, he's looking at everything, and he's like, well, what's this? What's that? What's these? And Dave Patel is like, oh, well, that's an Ed 209 that's been rebranded as a moose, and the point of that is that you can control it with a helmet. But we don't need to do that with you, Chappie, because you're smart all by yourself. And Chappie is like, hey, if you could put like thoughts into a robot that way, what if you put my mind into that robot? And then Dave Patel is like, sorry, Chappie, but I can't do that. And then Chappie is like, oh, but I wanna. So he takes the helmet, this technological helmet that can download brains, and he runs away. Chappie runs away with it back to his location. And back to his hideout. By the way, the lowlives seem to, I don't know where the hell they live. They live in like an abandoned warehouse place where, they have a whole bunch of graffiti and stuff, and they've got like random things at places, and a whole bunch of graffiti of stick figures with penises on them. I wish I lived in an abandoned warehouse with penises as graffiti on the walls.
What's the point of that? I understand artistic expressionism, but what is so expressful about a penis?
Anyway, maybe it was what was supposed to help them get an R rating was penis drawing, penis drawing. Anyway, Chappie runs home to this, the really cool penis warehouse, and he takes the helmet there, and he hooks it up to those many Xbox 360s, or are they PlayStation, or whatever the hell they are. I'm not a gamer guy.
Oh, how dare you negate an entire demographic.
Whatever, they got other interchange for that. But anyway, so he shows, what the hell is her name again? The female rapper, Aulande, and she's like, oh, hoo, tee hee. And he's like, no, this is an important plot point for later in the movie. And so Hugh Jackman goes over to Sigourney Weaver and is like, hey, I know I had my gun in an earlier scene, making me clearly suspect for being villainous, but I'm a good guy, okay? Dave Patel is the bad guy, okay? He's the bad guy, not me. He's the one who started all of this hullabaloo with the sentient robots and the robots powering down, and now one of them is beating shit up, and like how in the news, because after because after Chappie shows up, to do that important plot point with the helmet, he helps Ninja and America out with robbing some guys and robbing some stuff and adding to the notoriousness of these robots, the negative public perception on them, and so Hugh Jackman uses that as ammo to criminalize Dave Patel and gain approval from Sigourney Weaver to activate the Ed 209. So Hugh Jackman uses that little chip that he stole before, and he puts it in the Ed 209 that he refers to as the Moose, and he puts on a spare helmet, because the other one was stolen by Chappie, and he uses it to go to the factory.
Now, when you say that this is exactly like the Ed 209, are you go speaking from the soul when you say that? Are you completely sure about that?
Well, it is different. I guess this is different from an Ed 209 from a RoboCop, in that this can fly.
Ah, really? And what other differences it has?
That's it. It can fly, and it's controlled by Hugh Jackman.
Oh, well then I guess it's exactly like Ed 209.
That's what I'm trying to say. So since it's the climax, we have to have all of these storylines wrapped up. So guess who's back? The messy dreadlocks man, and he's here to he's here to take his toll away from the trio of low lives, and Dev Patel has to go back there also, and there's like a three-way battle between all of them, and all of a sudden here comes Hugh Jackman's Ed 209 here to also add to the climax, and the shooting and stuff, and America gets killed. Oh no, America!
Maybe this is supposed to be an allegory on how America is the first to go if something like this actually happened.
Or maybe you could be reading into it too much.
Okay.
So anyway, America is dead. You know the guy who the guy who was called America, not actual America, and it's such a shame because he wanted to go home. He wanted to go home to his family and maybe hang out with Constantine some more. But nope, he's dead.
Yes. And what else happens in this really convoluted climax?
Well, it's not that convoluted. So anyway. Three-way battle between all of these different sides. The messy dreadlock man and the low lives and Chappie and Dave Patel. And let's see here, and so they begin to split up. They begin to split the climaxes up, or is that the scientific term, climaxi? And the Ed 209 goes for Chappie, while the messy dreadlocks man goes for Ninja, and during that fight, messy dreadlock man shoots Dave Patel. Oh no!
He didn't even have anything to do with Dave Patel.
Oh, too late! Dave Patel's been shot, and he's bleeding out. And Ninja is like, okay, I'm gonna wrap up this plotline by killing messy dreadlock man with a shovel.
Well, that was easy.
Well, one less character to deal with. It's all about making the plot more and more simple by killing off these characters we don't need anymore. So that's why America's dead. That's why Messy Dreadlock Man is dead. But anyway, Chappie sees that Dave Patel is dying, and Chappie, realizes, how important Dave Patel is to him. He's his maker. So Chappie is like, hey, wait a minute, that helmet, I can download your brain onto another robot.
And that is what makes it too much like my backstory.
Yes, and why is it such a problem for you?
But, well, not just because it hits too close to home, because of memories with how I came to be myself, but also, it seems to come out of nowhere. I mean, the whole idea of this story, at least from my perspective, was supposed to be about this robot wanting to become human. And yet, here is this unexpected other plot dropped on us out of nowhere. Like, one of our friends is dying. Let's make them a robot too. And that's a completely different. Scientific allegory type story to tell. One is about a robot that is becoming more and more human, and the other is about life forms, about humans downloading themselves to become more and more robot. Oh, wait a minute, it's exactly the same.
You see, exactly. That's what I was going to say. It's a lot more paralleling than you think. We'll get into that more in a second. But anyway, So Chappie takes the helmet and he tries to take Dave Patel and his horrible bleeding body, but Ninja says to go without him so he can act as a divergent against Ed 209.
By the way, are you planning to see Divergent 2?
No, fuck that. So anyway, so you think that Ninja is going to die? He's a ninja. He's a bloody ninja. And you're so certain of it too. It's like here he is. He's waiting to die. Hugh Jackman is like, oh, I'm going to kill ya. I've been killing all of these motherfuckers because I'm evil. Because the plot wants me to be evil, and I'm crazy now. And
well, to be fair, now hold on. To be fair, it's not that the plot just wants him to be evil. How can we not know that he just is really sucked up in his work? He wants to prove that his Ed 209s or Moose or whatever they're calling is effective, but it has caused him to lose perception of reality, and he is seeing everyone as criminals. Well, what if that's what's going on?
Well, they don't make it that apparent. But anyway, so Hugh Jackman is about to kill Ninja, and Ninja is about to accept his death, and we're all certain that Ninja's gonna die. But nope, red herring, bait and switch, because Yolandi shoots at the Ed 209, and the Ed 209 shoots her instead. So she's the one who tragically dies, and Chappie and Ninja are all sad over instead of Ninja being the one.
Oh, well, I must admit that wasn't that expected.
Well, it kind of was, since she was the better parent, and usually in movies it's the better parent who dies, and so she is dead, and she is more dead than Dave Attell was, because Dave Attell just got shot in like the abdomen or the belly, and Yolandi got shot everywhere else, so she's dead already. But Dave Attell is still able to is still alive enough to make the procedure happen. He still got a little bit of life left in him. He's still dying though. So they explode the Ed 209.
Wait a minute, why?
It doesn't matter. We're trying to solve this other problem with dying Dave Patel. So Chappie takes his bloody body back to the factory, and he has him in the van, and the van's door is open, and I'm like, oh, way to be safe for your friend, Chappie. I mean, he could fall at any moment. You got an America's Funniest Home Video waiting to happen. So anyway, he takes Dave Patel to the lab, where they made Chappie, and but first he has to teach goddamn Hugh Jackman a lesson. So he goes to Hugh Jackman, and Chappie uses all of the lessons that he was taught by his parents for Hugh Jackman.
Yes, and it's funny how he's like a parent to a naughty kid. He's like a mother talking to her son.
Yes, it's like there's this underlining theme of parentage in the movie. So anyway, so Chappie is all like, no, bad Hugh Jackman. Bad. I'm gonna have to spank you. I'm gonna spank you real hard. That's not enough. Bad boy. Bad boy. I'm gonna break all your legs. So he takes Hugh Jackman and throws them all everywhere, and he also roused up Sigourney Weaver a little bit, and Sigourney Weaver's like, "Oh God, I'm gonna leave this movie now." Sigourney Weaver just exits out of the movie and takes her purse and coat, because you need your purse and coat if you're gonna leave a movie. And Chappie is left to beat the shit out of Hugh Jackman, but he doesn't kill him. No, because Chappie is above that now. He is above that. He just wants to teach Hugh Jackman a lesson by apparently paralyzing him.
It's too bad we don't completely know what happened to Hugh Jackman.
Well, that's beyond the point. The point is, learned his lesson, and he is, I guess, a vegetable now. So anyway, but now all of the police hate Chappie. They want to get to him. So they're trying to get to that lab that Dave Patel is in. So that only gives Chappie a little bit of time to put Dave Patel's mind into another one, an orange Chappie, because the Chappie we're used to is a purple Chappie. So purple Chappie puts Dave Patel's mind into orange Chappie, and now Dave Patel is forever transformed into orange Chappie, and we see Dave Patel's body there, lifeless and dead, and it's very powerful. And here's these two Chappies, and they're both Chappies together. But the cops are coming, and what's worse is that purple Chappie, the original Chappie, is still dying. His battery is still dying, and he tells Orange Chappie, formerly known as Dave Patel, listen, I lived my life. I am willing to die now. Okay, I'm going to die, and Dave Patel Chappie is like, no, Chappie, no. We've already seen movies in like that, like Iron Giant and almost Big Hero 6. We're not gonna have this robot movie in that way. I'm going to download your mind. I'm gonna automatically come up with a solution I didn't come up with before until just now, that I can download your mind to a nearby deactivated Chappie. So he does that, and he's like, see you on the other side, and so the original Chappie dies. Dave Patel Chappie escapes. All of the human cops are like, where did they go? Where did they go? Where did they go, George? Where did they go? And Dave Patel Chappie finds another fainted robot wake up, and it's Chappie. His mind was able to transfer successfully, yay! And so they went away, and now they're kind of like the characters from the end of Short Circuit, in that they're both on the loose now, and they're both going rogue, if you will, and thus the movie ends with all of the with the news reporting that the government has decided to rely back on human cops again, manual labor, no longer this robot bullshit. And but they say that they clarify that Chappie is still on the loose.
But it does bring up it does make me wonder, so what the hell were those interviewees from the beginning of the movie talking about then? Were they just talking about that, or about how he's just out, that he is on the loose, or are they talking about something else?
Yeah, and it's weird that they humanize him by calling him Chappie. So it makes me wonder if something between this and that happened. But anyway, so Ninja is all sad because, he's not the one who died a hero. It was his girlfriend and or wife, or whatever she was to him. And he's throwing away all of her stuff into the fire, to forget about her. But then he sees the doll that looks like her, the Barbie doll, and he didn't let Chappie take care of that doll. I bet he's an anti-Bro-Knight. But then he sees something else left by Alandi. He sees a jump drive. Yes, not a hard drive, a jump drive. that has her mind in it.
Oh, so I guess my joke about Jump Live from earlier was not far-fetched. You actually can store a whole freaking human brain into a Jump Live.
And so the movie ends with Ninja and the two Chappies, Chappie 1 and Chappie, formerly known as Dave Patel, and they bury Yolandi's body, and Chappie is like, "Don't worry, Yolandi, I'm gonna bring you back. You're not going back. You're not going to the afterlife yet." And I'm like, "Well, way to make her suffer. Like it's probably better in heaven than it is here." And you're like, "Nope, stay keeping her here."
Well, to be fair, maybe her soul actually is in heaven, if you believe in that, and just this artificial echo is in the robot.
Well, that's kind of a pessimistic way of looking at it. But anyway, so somehow, Chappie is now a professional hacker, and he controls this machine at a factory to make a body for Aladina that he downloads her brain into, and she wakes up and she's got and she looks kind of like a Chappie, except her face is creepily human. Don't know why they did that. Don't know why they had to make her a human face. For this Chappie, for this robot, but now she's alive again and she's creepy, and that's the end of the movie. Movie over. And of course, since we have two rappers in the movie, I guess one of the deals for the film was that they get to show all of their songs in it. So I am a butterfly. I am a butterfly. And that's the end of the movie. So there you go, folks. Whew, that's the end of Chappie. So tell me, Arnim Zola, did you let your personal issues with this subject matter get in your way of enjoying the movie?
Well, like I said before, there's the issue of this film being too unexpected with the plot change of, oh, let's now download some human's brain into a machine. And yet, and even though I do support that act, since that's how I'm here in front of you, it is still I do say that while it does still seem like a bit of a problem to me, this this stark turn, at least it is more parallel with, like you said, it still goes with the overall theme that the more we go into the future, the more humans become like machines, and the more the machines become like the humans, just like the bicentennial man.
Yes, the Bicentennial Man. And who better to let us know that than you, Arnim Zola, since you freaking lived through that.
Yes, I speak from experience. So, what about you?
Well, I felt like I got a lot out of the movie. There were a lot of themes I didn't realize, like the ones you said, and also while I was reviewing this movie, I realized, oh wait, there's also the theme of parentage, and the importance of life and the importance of keeping it going. And that's what the movie is all about. And I could have done without the creepy CGI face at the end of the new Yolandi robot, but whatever. So let's rank the movie, shall we?
All right. How do you do that?
Well, would you prefer to, or do you think the audience at home should either watch this movie or be raised by two rappers and a rat and a reluctant Latino man?
Um, I think that they should do the one that's not watching this movie, because while it is interesting and it brings up a lot of points, we have seen this kind of story before. So I say no, pass on it.
Well, I, on the other hand, say no to passing on it, and instead I say yes, do watch it. Do prefer this than having to live with a rat and two rappers and having to look at penis graffitis everywhere. Because the film, I feel, does do something new. Sure, there's a lot of ideas in here that have been done before, but I feel they haven't been combined in such a way until now. You know, the issues of life, of preserving it, and the costs of preserving it, and the ideas of what technology is doing to us and what we're doing to technology, and the ideas of parenting and the importance of raising real life, and also there's a little bit of that racial allegory too, a little bit, with the tension between the cops and the criminals and whatnot, and so anyway, I say go see it. So that's the film, everybody.
Yeah, I just realized something that I don't think anyone who has ever been on this YouTube series has realized.
Oh really? What's that, Arnhem?
You tell the viewers whether or not they should see the movie, and yet but you do it at the very end of the movie, at the end of the review, as if they haven't seen it, and yet you spoil everything before you do that.
Gee, I never thought of that. Okay, guys, I'll see you guys next time when I review a film that is also about artificial intelligence gaining self-awareness and perfecting, except this one is set in the same universe I'm from. And I'm gonna have to deal with that superhero propaganda again. I'm kind of back and forth with it. But anyway, I'll see you guys then here on the Gravitalk.
So when does that movie, the next one you're going to see, come out?
In May, the first week of May.
Jesus Christ. But this is only the beginning of March. That's like a 2-month hiatus.
Oh my gosh, you're right! That means I have a lot of free time now. Yay, I'm gonna go golfing! Do you want to go golfing with me?
I have no arms or legs. I'm just a TV with a camera on top of it.
Oh, that's right. It's too bad you're not your comic book counterpart that actually has arms and legs and stuff. Gee, now that I'm thinking of it, Dave Patel has it way better than you with his deal.
Yeah, well, at least I have it better than Johnny Depp, who is like a flower right now.